premières années.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour. This is the show where we talk about everything from comic books to video games and everything in between. My name is Aiden, and I hope that you're doing well today. So in this video, I am going to be doing a review of Justice League Europe number 1. This was published in April of 1989, and this is a spin-off of Justice League International. Now, if you're interested, you can check out my review of Justice League International Annual Number 2, which I will leave linked, as well as playlists for other videos divided into the various different eras of comic books. This is something I'm trying out. I thought I would divide it into, a playlist per era. So there's the golden age up until the digital age, which is more recent but not the current era that we're in, as I record this in June of 2026. Also, since it is June, I would like to extend to my viewers who are a part of the LGBTQ plus community a happy Pride Month. But getting into JLE number 1, I paid $5 Canadian for this at Toronto Fan Expo 2025. I bought this because I liked the cover, to be completely honest with you. And also, $5 for issue number 1 of a series is always a good deal. But yeah, I like the cover, and that's predominantly why I bought it, because I don't really care for Justice League Europe or Justice League International. I do enjoy them. It's just that they're not my favorite series. And to be completely honest with you, the only characters that I care about in this book are Wonder Woman and Power Girl. The other members of the League are The Flash, aka Wally West, the Elongated Man, Captain Atom, who's the leader, Animal Man, and Rocket Red. And their liaison, Maxwell Lord, who is, part of the JLI, sort of, as like a US government liaison. But this is the European branch, and their office is in, and their headquarters is in Paris. And, this book can easily be summed up quite quickly because it's, not very plot driven. It's issue number 1, so they gotta establish who the characters are, and then they gotta set up the plot. So we spent most of the pages introducing the characters to each other. And then near the end of the issue, we start getting into the plot. So basically what happens is this old man who has a British passport, but as it turns out he's German, he stumbles into the HQ and then he drops dead. And before he dies, he whispers the word braces. And then an angry mob is hypnotized. Well, a group of people is hypnotized to become an angry mob and lay siege to the headquarters. They fight them off. They don't hurt them because they're civilians under mind control. And then we end the issue with Captain Atom wondering what the heck is going on and how does he launch a counter assault on the person or persons responsible. And that's essentially the plot. I think it's well written, and I like the art. And the same writing duo of Keith Giffen and JMD Mateus return from JLI, and I love their work. The art is by people I've not seen before, but I do enjoy it. It is penciled by Bart Sears, inked by Pablo Marcos, lettered by Bob Lapin, and colored by Gene D'Angelo. Again, I'm not familiar with their work, but I do enjoy it. Here we get the opening splash page establishing that they are in Paris, because you can see the Eiffel Tower, and there's the headquarters, which is a beautiful building. But Ralph and his wife Sue are cute as always. And you can check out my review of Identity Crisis for more on them. And since it's the same writing duo and it's the same spin, and it's a spin-off of JLI, it's mostly comedy driven, which I appreciate. I do enjoy a good, comedy series. However, not all of the jokes land for me personally, but comedy is subjective. And we introduce this woman named Catherine Colbert, who is this French woman who is the operations manager at the headquarters, and she and Captain Adam flirt. And I'm like, aren't you with Nightshade, or is that over? I don't know. I don't read the Suicide Squad book because I'm not a fucking idiot. But yeah, I just think it's a good first issue. It establishes all that it needs to establish, and bing bang boom. The only two competent people on this team are the only two people that I care about, Wonder Woman and Power Girl, so thank God. But I like the Flash, especially Wally, but he's at a weird stage because it's a couple of years after he's become the Flash, so he's still learning, although he already was Kid Flash before, so he should have more experience than a lot of these people. Because I love pre-crisis DC Comics and I love post-crisis DC Comics. And I like some of the modern stuff, but it's, very few and far between. I like the revival of World's Finest and a couple of Elseworlds books, but other than that, I don't really care for modern DC. But anyway, Crisis on Infinite Earths, check out my review of that, was DC Comics' first reboot, but because it was their first reboot, they didn't really know what to do in terms of what to keep and what to discard in terms of continuity, so it's very nebulous, especially at this point, 1989. I mean, for example, Power Girl is no longer Kryptonian because the whole reason why, well, part of the reason why they did Crisis was like, okay, there are too many Kryptonians, Superman's supposed to be the last son, let's say she's from Atlantis, like Aquaman. But then, years later, still during the post-crisis era, but, so this is the dark age of comic books, 1986 to 1996. The Iron Age was 1997 to 2010. So during the Iron Age, still the same continuity as this, but during the Iron Age, they decided, you know what, let's make Power Girl Kryptonian again. And I'm like, finally, I was done with this Atlantean crap because she was flirting with her cousin Superman, and I don't like that. I don't like that Sweet Home Alabama shit. But, back to JLE, I enjoy it. I rank it a 7 out of 10. Not spectacular, but not horrible. So definitely recommend if you are interested. But yeah, that is all I have for you today on this episode. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. If you're new to my show, please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I post new videos. In the description, you'll find the links to my Patreon page and merch store to support the show financially, as well as my social media links, as well as my podcast, so please consider subscribing there. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I sincerely hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Thank you. Goodbye.